Over the last few months, I did a little experiment. I wanted to see if I could create books for $0 and scale them from $0 to $10,000 a month, and the results kind of shocked me. So let's start with the proof. So these 6 books right here have made just over $11,000 a month so far. All of them are less than 4 months old. They all cost $0 to create, and they are 100% made with AI. So the first step is researching our topics. Breaking this down is we're gonna look at 3 different areas for researching. We're gonna come up with ideas, then we're gonna validate the ideas, then we're gonna choose the best one to run with, and I'll break down why. So step 1 is we have to come up with some ideas. Now, there's 4 ways that I like to come up with ideas: personal experience, hobbies and interests, random things that come to mind. And I'm gonna show you how you can use ChatGPT to help you if you get stuck as well. Now, personal experiences can be anything that you kind of do on a day-to-day. Like, so I'm married, I have kids, so marriage, parenting, cooking, right? That would be more of a hobby and interest, but like anything that's kind of related to you on a personal level, write that down, because that's something that you could be writing about. Hobbies and interests. So that's where cooking would come into: Lego, off-roading, cars, music, wrestling, right? Just a couple of my interests off the top of my head. No judgment. Random things that come to mind: candles, because I'm looking at some candles, but that's what I mean by random things. Just like I would never think anything about candles, but you know, candles. Now, if you want to use chat to further help your brain come up with some ideas, check out this, right? So you're just going to use this little prompt here, right? I want to write an ebook to sell. Can you help me come up with a list of 50 topics that I could write about? So I'm just going to put that in chat. And boom. All right. 10-minute workouts for busy people. 10 minutes workouts for busy seniors. That would be a good one. All right. I have some chair yoga books, so always looking. 101 fun activities to do with kids. Relationships, managing screen time. Right? So there's like a lot of different things, right? And okay, so put these onto like a Google Doc or somewhere just to stay organized. I'm not going to show you that because it's very, very simple, but just a place where you can track your thoughts. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Now, if you want to kind of break down this a little further, so let's say let's find one. Okay, beginner's guide to watercolor and painting. You could write, can you niche down a bit more with this talk. And so now what it's doing is niching down a little bit further for you so you can find something maybe a little bit more unique. But don't start writing on these topics yet, because the next step is the most important part, and that's validating your idea. Okay, so why is validating your idea the most important part? Well, this is the difference between like affiliate marketers on YouTube and actual self-publishers on YouTube. In order to make money on Amazon, you have to find a topic that people are already buying. And people are buying from other self-publishers, not authority figures. This is the number one reason I see people not making money, is because they've created a book, let it be low content or high content. They've created a book that nobody actually is looking for or shopping on Amazon. And without doing that first, it's pretty much impossible to make money. So we have to first validate the idea. A great book won't sell itself if nobody wants to buy. So let me kind of show you how this looks on a personal level. So I have 2 books here. One, a topic super passionate about. The entire family helped create it, the kids, my wife. It was a team effort. We invested $3,000 for this book in terms of writer, cover designer, and formatter for it. Okay, $3,000, a lot. And then the second book, I can't stand the topic. I made it in a week, and it literally cost me nothing. Okay, so those are the 2 books here. Take a look at the results. The first book has made a total of $207, and that's over 2 years. The second book has made a total of $10,100, And that's over a couple months. Okay, it says 2 there because it's paperback and hardcover select. Big difference. You have to publish a book on a topic that people are looking to buy on. The first topic, as much as we love it, it's either too niched or just not well done or whatever the case is, but it's nothing that people are really buying. A kid's travel book for the Pacific Coast Highway. Whereas the second topic, it's a very popular topic that people are buying books on. There's nothing wrong if you want to make a passion project and write a book for the sake of writing a book. You just have to have the correct expectations. Everything that I'm going to cover going forward is designed to help make you money, not find your passion project. So just please keep that in mind. And remember this, be passionate about making money. Even if, and from personal experience once again, even on topics you hate, if you're passionate about just making money and getting paid, you will ensure those books are the highest freaking quality possible. You will do the most research possible, because the better the book, the more money you're going to make from it. And that's from personal experience, right? I'm publishing books on topics I can't stand, but I can tell you this, they're the best damn books on Amazon on this topic, because I'm putting absolutely everything I can into these books. It's a win-win. The customers get a fantastic book and you get paid. How do we validate our ideas? Well, we only need 2 things to determine if a book's going to be profitable or not. Okay, the first is Amazon, it's free. The second is Kip Scout, that's free as well. If you don't know what Kip Scout is, there is a link to a video that I did a little while ago on what Kip Scout is. It's a free tool that allows you to determine if a keyword or a topic is going to be profitable or not, with some cool customization features in it as well. So please go check that out. Check that out once you're done watching this video, and it'll show you how to download, install, and use Kip Scout. Now, before we jump onto Amazon and do a little keyword research with you, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for books that are making over $500 a month, right? So that's going to have around, when I say around, less than 100,000 BSR, okay? They're going to have less than 150 reviews, okay? And the reason we don't want to set a minimum number of reviews and we set a maximum number of reviews is because the more reviews that a book has, the harder it is to compete. 150 reviews, you can really get that within a month and a half to 2 months. So it's competable. If a book has like 800 reviews, that's going to take months to get, and chances of us trying to catch up to that competitor are just a lot smaller. And we want those books to have, or we want to find at least 3 books that are hitting our criteria. So let's dive on to Amazon now. Okay, so we've selected books. We're on Amazon incognito mode. Selected books right here. Like I said, we do have Kip Scout ready to go. It's in the settings. We've turned on incognito mode, so it works here. So we're going to do gardening. Now, you probably never want to just do gardening. You probably want gardening and something else. I'll put for beginners. And let's take a look. So it's super big, right? 20,000 results. It'd be great to kind of niche this down a little bit more. Container gardening. Oh, 3,000. Okay, it's much better, especially if you're brand new. Just looking for something a little less busy. Now, I'm going to hit Kip Scout over here. Now, first thing I need to do is go to settings, and I need to include the top 20. So maximum number of reviews to be included, 150. Minimum revenue for a book to be included is 500, and minimum number of profitable books is 3. So I'm going to go back to results, and it is saying it's not profitable. That's too bad. It's always nice to get it on the first try. Container and raised bed gardening. Let's see if that does anything. Okay, just let it load up here. Not looking good. Nope, not profitable. Okay, let's take away container and do raised bed gardening. I know there's stuff profitable in gardening. I'm just gonna find it. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So, okay. Now, remember, we can trust the little, it's not a traffic light, but we can trust the green and red lights here because it's going with the criteria that we have set for itself. It's not going on some other weird criteria that we can't trust. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to say, yes, this works. So raised bed gardening for beginners. It's a profitable keyword. We could look at considering publishing a book for this particular keyword. We could do one more just for educational purposes if you'd like. I didn't really intend for this video to be like a keyword research, how to do keyword research video, but I'm in the groove. So canning and preserving. Oh, cool. Okay, so there's preppers canning, preserving. I guess that still counts. There's canning meat cookbook. Guess that still counts, right? And canning and preserving. All right, cool. Right. So I'd obviously look into this a little bit more to determine if that's what I want to go into, but boom, you can see how much easier this tool does make it. So let's get back to the video. Like I said, look for keywords that are not in massive. If I'm looking for a keyword that's going to be like, you know, in a niche that has like 20,000 other books, like decluttering, like chair yoga, like what we saw with gardening. Okay, yes, you can make money in those niches, but they're not beginner friendly and you're going to get absolutely destroyed when it comes to ad costs. So I would never tell a beginner, do a book on decluttering, because the chances of their success, there's so many more things going against them than going for them. So you want to make sure you're choosing your keywords properly. Now, one thing that you can do, we didn't really do this in the research example, but you can look for different ways to offer a solution to the same problem. So if you're creating a book on raised bed gardening or container gardening, and everyone else has a book on container gardening, and we know it's a profitable keyword and all of that, well then go on a different angle, okay? Think about who's the customer. Well, they're probably like, you know, they have maybe not as much space or whatever the case is. I don't know anything about gardening, so if I'm not getting these facts right, please forgive me. But I would aim for it as container gardening for apartments or townhomes, right? Because what's happening now is people who don't have a lot of space, they would want container gardening. If you put for apartments or townhomes, there's probably a lot of people who are in apartments and townhomes looking for container gardening books because they don't have the space, so they need that type of thing. But if you're the only book that's going to have that on there, all of a sudden you're specialized. And do you have to change a lot of the book for it? No, of course not. You just have to have a little part in chapter 1 or chapter 2 that talks about apartments and townhomes and how container gardening is so great for that. That's it. The rest of the book is going to be the same as everyone else's pretty much. But from a psychological standpoint, you're going to attract so many more customers because you're the only book that's hitting it from that angle. So when you do want to look at larger niches or more competitive niches, try to think about it. How can I solve the problem from a completely different angle? I really hope that does make sense for what I was trying to articulate there. If it does, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Okay, now how to choose which keyword to go by. So now you have a couple different profitable keywords to go by based on doing your research. Well, here's what you need to look at before you decide the one that you want to go on. How are the covers in this niche? Okay, how much effort is it going to take to make a really standout cover that's going to be different than everybody else's? How many reviews, right? Find the average number of reviews, right? Are they averaging 80? Are they averaging close to 150? Are they averaging 30? That's also going to be a determining factor, because if they're averaging 30 reviews, if you have a keyword that averages 30 reviews and one that averages 80, I'd go for the 30 every single time, because I'm going to be able to get way more reviews in a way shorter period of time. That's going to set me apart from everybody else. Okay, how are the A pluses, right? How are the titles? How much do you know about the customer, right? This is where going in and doing a little bit of customer research is going to come into play. How much do you know about that customer and how could we tackle it from a different angle? Going back to that angle example, How can we tackle it from a different angle that's going to serve the customer even better? And you can really just come in and kind of like undercut everybody else because you're coming in with a completely different angle that nobody else has thought of already. Once you've done that, choose and go. Choose and go. Don't waste more time on it. Now it's time to create. Okay, step 2, creating your book. There's 4 steps to the book creation process. It's creating your outline, it's writing your book, it's creating your title, it's creating your cover. Okay, those are the 4 things we're going to focus on. There's 2 different ways we can create your book. Yourself, or you can outsource it. If you create it yourself, it is free. It just takes more time. It's harder to scale to a higher level. When I say higher level, I mean $30,000 a month and beyond. It's much harder to scale. You can create free books yourself and get yourself to $30K a month, but going beyond that, it gets a little bit more challenging. This is great for beginners or broke people. It also forces you to learn everything about the book creation process faster. Now, if you outsource, it costs money, it's way faster, and it's scalable. So the publishers who are doing $80,000 to $100,000 plus a month, they're obviously outsourcing all of their book creation because that allows them to scale to a much higher level. Anybody can do it, and it allows you to focus on the parts of the business you enjoy. But we broke, so we're creating our books for $0. So let me show you how to do that. All you need is ChatGPT and a lot of patience. That's it. Now, there's a free plan and a paid plan for ChatGPT. The free works, the paid is just better. The paid plan is $20 a month as of this video. I would highly recommend just get the paid plan. If you're not using ChatGPT on a daily basis already, what are you really doing? It's so bloody handy. Like I said, the free plan does work for those of you who you just can't fork over the 20 right now. The free plan does work. It's fine. It'll just require a little bit more editing on your part, but you'll still be able to do it. So no worries. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple tips for writing your book here. So 1, Google Docs. Use Google Docs to stay organized. The more organized you can be, the easier it is to writing your book. Let me show you what I do with my Google Docs so you can just kind of mimic that or do your own thing. Okay, so I'm in my Google Doc here. This is going to be the main part of your book. This is where I would write my book, all here. You can create tabs by adding a tab here. I just hit tab and it'll create a new tab for you. That's essentially, it's not a new page. It's like a whole new document within the document. If you click here, you can add a sub tab. And so I'll have my book that I'm writing here, okay? And then I'll have notes about my book or random thoughts and ideas that I want to put in. So like I'll put ideas about my A+, my cover, maybe if I want to have like a certain graph or image or something, or just random ideas, I'll just type them all in here in the tabs. And so as I'm writing the book, I can go back, check notes and stuff like that. This is just the way that I have found to keep the most organized for me. Find your own way. Whatever works best for you is the most important thing. For nonfiction books, people are buying the book because they have a problem that they need to solve. So that's what our goal is, to solve a problem. Whereas fiction writers, for example, fiction books, their goal is to entertain their reader. We are not entertaining, we are problem solvers. That is a very important distinction between the two. Customers buy nonfiction books because they have a problem that they want solved and they're willing to spend money on it. It's hit a certain pain point where they're now willing to part with their money to buy a book. Now, when I was doing my research for this video, a lot of the questions, I can't find if they were trolling or just ignorant, but they're like, who really buys books or ebooks? Now that I said that out loud, I think they were just ignorant, because lots of people still buy books and ebooks. Lots of people, okay? Because if there's a problem that you need to solve or you want to grow, you're going to part with your money and buy a book, buy an ebook, buy a coaching. You're going to part with your money to solve that problem, whatever it is, from weight loss to health to pets to whatever the case is. Now, here's the kicker. The better and the faster you can solve the problem for your reader, the more you can charge for your book and the more money you can make. So the better and the faster you can solve their problem, the more you can charge for their book. So that goes back to making your books as good as humanly possible. because the better your book is, the more money, not from day one, but the more money long term you can charge for your book. Okay? And the more unique the problem, the higher the price tag will be for the book as well. So those are extra little things that I do keep in mind as I'm creating the idea and everything behind my books. So let's talk a bit about the customer journey, for example. So the customer is at A and we need to take them to B. So problem A, B solution. I want a garden, but I don't have a lot of space or a big backyard. That is the problem for the customer. Solution, use container gardening so you can grow what you want without taking up a lot of space. So our book has to bridge the gap, so to speak. No space to garden. I don't know what my options are. How would I even start? How do I care for a garden? How would I harvest? Your book, bridging the gap to the solution, container gardening for condos, where to buy, what to buy and where, caring for your garden, how to harvest. Those are the answers that the customer will have once they've read your book and paid money for it. Another example, chair yoga. Problem, I need to be healthy. I don't know how to do chair yoga. How do I stay safe? My mobility sucks. I don't know what plan to follow. Your book, solution, I'm being healthy. I know how to do chair yoga. I know how to stay safe. I can get around easier. I can follow this easy 28-day plan. That's the concept of a nonfiction book. If your book is doing anything else, you're probably going to get negative reviews. One of the main things that a lot of people like to do, and this is an AI issue. I don't like blaming AI for crappy books because it still comes down to the publisher. But then it also comes down to maybe lack of knowledge. But still, that's their fault. When you ask AI to create a book or create an outline on chair yoga, for example, a lot of the times the first chapter or two are the history of chair yoga or this background information or whatever the case is. And if you do your customer research properly, you'll see all the negative reviews talk about how nobody cares about that. Because nobody cares about the history on something if they just want a solution. Going back to the gardening example, like, I don't care who came up with container gardening. I don't care. All I care about is how to do it and how much is it going to cost me and what's the setup and the things I need for it. That's it. And that's how like 99% of your customers are going to be as well. Going back to creating the best book possible, when you're doing your customer research, fully understand, like, what do they want to know about? And more importantly, what don't they care about? We don't have time to get into a whole big thing about customer research, but it is a very, very important part, putting yourself in the shoes of the customer so you can write the proper book. Before you write, though, we have to do one very important thing, and that's called creating your outline. Basically, it's a skeleton version of your book. It saves time, keeps you on topic, but overall, creating an outline helps you create a much, much better book. And that is the ultimate goal here. So let me show you briefly how we can use chat to create the outline for your book. So what I'll do is I'll put this prompt that I'm using down in the description of the video, so it's super easy, so you don't have to like pause the screen, type it up. You can just copy and paste it from this video into chat. I'm writing a book on topic, and let's just put container gardening. Okay, container gardening, and I would like your help in developing a detailed outline. The purpose of this book is to guide readers from point A, their situation or their challenge, not knowing what container gardening is or how to get started. Okay, to point B, having their first successful harvest. Okay. Can you outline the 4 to 8 steps readers need to follow in order to achieve this transformation? Please structure the outline with chapter for each step and include relevant subsections for the chapter. Super simple. Okay, hit enter. Okay, so we have the introduction, container gardening. Let's see if it did the history. Okay, what is container gardening? Concepts. No. Why should you start tonight? Cool. What you learn? Good. No history. Chapter 1. Basic. Okay. What can you grow? Benefits. Dispelling myths. Okay, cool. Chapter 2. Planning. Okay. So choosing the right plants. How much space do you need? Creating a planting schedule. Interesting. Picking the right containers. Cool. So, somebody who I'm interested in gardening, but I don't know anything about gardening. I'm like the ideal customer, right? Because I don't know anything. And this is like, I'm visualizing it in my head. It's like, okay, cool. This type of book would get me from where I am to where I would want to be. Okay. But you can see, so this is the basics of what the book would be. This is now your outline, so to speak, that you could use. If you want to outsource your books, now outsourcing means using something called a ghostwriter. Ghostwriters are people that write the book for you, but you get all the rights and the credits. For the book, you pay them a one-time fee, and that's that. You get future royalties and all of that. Ghostwriting is super common. Whenever you see like a celebrity, president, whatever, somebody big name writing a book, they're not writing the book, okay? They have a ghostwriter who hangs out with them for months on end and writes the book for them, speaking in that person's tone or voice or whatever the case is. That's how it's done. So ghostwriting is massive. The easiest and simplest way of finding ghostwriters is using a website called the Urban Writers. They have a ton of vetted freelancers that you're able to hire to help write the book on literally almost any single topic you want. So this is their website right here. You can see they have a ton of different packages here. One of my favorite packages is their new AI nonfiction package because it saves a ton of money, and it uses AI combined with a human writer and a human editor. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in my experience. But they're phenomenal to work with. They have a lot of other services as well. But just like any ghostwriter, okay, ghostwriting, the quality of the writing you're going to get will come down to the quality and the level of detail you provide in your instructions, in your outline, and everything. So a lot of the times when I hear people saying, oh, well, I used to ghostwriter and wasn't, whatever. It's like, okay, well, show me your outline. I'm like, oh, your outline was a page. That's the problem, right? Like, you have to have a very detailed plan. There's still a lot of work that goes into your outline. So just keep that in mind, but there's a link for the Urban Writers. You can use it down in the description as well if you want to check them out. But remember, I said we're doing this for free, so we're not using Urban Writers today. We are using ChatGPT. Now, I have also been recently playing around with Claude, and I've only been doing the free version on Claude so far, but man, is it different. It is, I don't know how to describe it. If you've been using Chat a lot for your books, try using Claude. It has some sort of different like tone or vibe or something when I enter the same prompt, and I'm like man, it like nailed one of my descriptions so much better than what I got from Chat or what I got from some of the other things that I've used, like Duplicate. And like it was just like, whew, it was cool. So don't sleep on Claude. Now, please, don't use ChatGPT or whatever to write the whole book. Don't. If you're thinking for a second that you're just going to enter a prompt and copy and paste the book or copy and paste the text into a Google Doc and upload that to Amazon, you technically you can do that. But you're sacrificing quality, because honestly, it's like in any field where you make money, like self-publishing, there's always people who are taking the bloody shortcuts. And yes, so some of you people who are watching this, you're just gonna be like, oh, fuck, I just want to take a shortcut. So you're just gonna write some prompts, copy and paste, publish it on Amazon. Guess what? You're gonna make some money, 100%. You'll make some money. Your book won't keep making money though, because customers are going to notice it's just not good. It's just there's fluff, and it's just not good. It's not a good way to sustain it. And remember, Amazon has no issue with AI written books. They have issue with bad customer experiences. So whether it's a ghostwriter, a human, or it's AI, if that book is crap, that's the problem that Amazon has, right? They have no problem if you use AI and you edit the book and you make it, you humanize it, and it's kick-ass. They have zero issues with that. They have issues with really bad books giving a poor customer experience. That's why accounts get closed. Accounts don't get closed because they're using AI. That's ridiculous. It's not true. Okay? So just understand that AI is a tool, much like a hammer. It's not going to do all the work, but in the right hands, it can make the job so much easier.